This week, we're in the week of Easter. On Sunday, we celebrated Palm Sunday. That's the day that Jesus rode into the city of Jerusalem on a donkey, signifying that his rule and his reign was coming to bring peace. And also, the streets were lined with crowds, laying down their coats and their palm branches, shouting Hosanna. On Friday, we'll celebrate Good Friday. That day that we remember that last meal that Jesus shared with his disciples, signifying the body that he was giving and the blood that he was shedding, and then ultimately his crucifixion on Good Friday. And then Easter Sunday, the day we celebrate the day that death was defeated and Jesus literally rose from the dead, proving he is who he's claimed to be, the Son of God, the one who can deliver us from our sin and forgive us for all our iniquities. But you know, it's interesting. There's another event that happened in the life of Jesus the week of Easter. Mark records it for us, and let me read it to you from Mark chapter 11. So they came to Jerusalem, and then Jesus went into the temple and began to drive out those who bought and sold in the temple, and overturned the tables of the money changers and the seats of those who sold doves. And he would not allow anyone to carry wares through the temple. He taught them, saying, "Is it not written, 'My house shall be called a house of prayer for all nations'? But you have made it a den of thieves." And the scribes and the chief priests heard it and sought how they might destroy him, for they feared him, because all the people were astonished at his teaching. When evening had come, he went out of the city. So Jesus steps into the temple and notices that everyone in the temple is not doing what the temple is created for. Jesus says, "This house, my house, shall be called a house of prayer." Prayer, it's that vehicle where we have a relationship with God. And when Jesus stepped into the temple that Easter week, he started turning everything upside down and calling those people into a right relationship with God. Now, it's interesting. I wouldn't dare say that I know everything that God is doing through this season that we're in, this season of uncertainty. But I would say this Easter is different and unlike any other we may have experienced. But Jesus is still the one who came into Jerusalem riding on a donkey, declaring that he's king and he's come to bring peace. Jesus. He's still the one on that Good Friday who gave his body and his blood for us. Jesus. He's still that one on Easter Sunday who dealt a death blow to death and rose from the dead. And Jesus. He's still that one that turns over things and calls us into a right relationship with him. So let me encourage you this week, as we set our time and attention and celebration upon Jesus this Easter season, and it's unlike any other, I wouldn't dare say that I know all that God is doing through this season of uncertainty, through this pandemic of the coronavirus. But I do know this, that Jesus is calling you, he's calling me into a time and into a space and place where we can spend time with him in real, genuine relationship. With everything else turned upside down, God is calling you and I into a place of relationship with him. So this Easter, may we focus on him like we never have before and celebrate this beautiful, wonderful, powerful truth that Jesus is alive.